He has a trio of very talented leads the way with 12 total touchdowns. Connor trio of very talented leads the way with 12 total touchdowns. Connor Tigers are going
80% of this team consists of sophomores and about the defensive final quarter of the season.
Out of the region, there's more reps, some live bullets flying night long. If you want to see that Crimson Stansbury game,
those games go up the night, but by not going to be playing on the defensive side versus that it's going to be difficult for them to
absolutely a big loss.
Back with more. Back in at Snow Canyon, Blake O'Reilly and Paul Ratliff. We apologize for some of the network connectivity issues that we've been having, but seems to have it figured out up to this point. Coin toss just finished. We'll see how that all played out in just a moment. But before we get into some of the X's and O's, a special thank you to our friends over at Sport Court. Get the home court advantage and turn your backyard into family fun. Visit sportcourtofsouthernutah.com or call 435-586-1282. All right, Paul, time for the Everbowl keys to the game where St. George gets its superfood fix. Paul, we'll start things off with the young run-and-gun Hurricane Tigers.
Yeah, for the Tigers, it's going to be start fast. They've got to get going quick in this game. They've got to just air out the football, let Dylan Gabriel be the man for the Hurricane Tigers, and also sticky coverage in the defensive backfield. Really want to see them try to lock up these Snow Canyon receivers, not allow these deep routes, these game-breaking plays that have seemed to have plagued them throughout the first half of the season, and fight to the finish for the Tigers. You want to see them not let a lead go away, as that's happened to them multiple times this year. They were able to hold off Pineview's surge, but let's see if they're able to hold off a late surge from Snow Canyon tonight. Finishing strong, another key to the game for the Hurricane Tigers.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 games in which the Hurricane Tigers have lost this year were decided by 7 points or less. Going to be a key component to their success here tonight. All right, Snow Canyon on the other side, they've got to start fast.
Yeah, they've got to get going quick as well, as it's what's plagued Snow Canyon is getting behind in games and trailing for large parts of games and not having the offensive firepower to come back. They're better when they're ahead of the sticks, not taking negative plays, having positive running or passing plays, either one, but just not negative plays. They need to start fast in that regard. Let Joe Mack be Joe Mack, as he's shown the ability to be the dual threat guy, the leading rusher and passer for the Snow Canyon offense. And lastly, bring the heat. I think they need to bring some pressure tonight. Pressure Dylan Gabriel, because if you allow him to sit back there, he's going to be able to throw it deep, or he's going to just take off and get yards on the ground. So that should be another key to the game for the Snow Canyon Warriors.
Snow Canyon, 18 tackles for loss this season. Talking about Joe Mack Smith a little bit, probably the most he has struggled all season last week versus the Crimson Cliffs. 11 for 26, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. Just 54 yards for the senior quarterback. Going to look to get back on track here tonight. Big thank you to our friends over at Buck's Ace Hardware with the best selection of guns, ammo, barbecues, lawn, and garden. Think Buck's at their 3 Southern Utah locations. We'll take a short stint away and get back to you right here on the Fan Sports Network for kickoff.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
Back in St. George for this homecoming game between the Snow Canyon Warriors and the Hurricane Tigers. Blake O'Rulean, Paul Ratliff for this one. Ammon Allred in for the first kick of the game to start off week 7. It'll go into the backfield as the Hurricane Tigers will kick things off at the 20.
And out trots number 1. And he's number 1 in the program and number 1 in the hearts of the Hurricane Tiger fans. Talked about him a little bit in the pregame, but Dylan Gabriel has been special thus far this season. Let's see what he's got in store from us tonight. I'm sure it'll be a lot on the ground and a lot through the air, as this kid is a dual threat in every sense of the word. It really is the tone setter for this Hurricane offense. Let's see how they come out here. 11
passing touchdowns this season, 3 last week, not to mention 4 of his own into the end zone. Again, Dylan Gabriel, the junior quarterback for this Hurricane Tigers squad, really found his footing over the course of the last few weeks. Handed off to McRoberts, goes over to the far end, able to pick up a couple of yards, not a whole lot. First of many for Austin McRoberts here tonight, Paulie.
Yeah, Austin McRoberts, the money man and the skill position department for the Hurricane Tigers. He's a guy that's got 12 total touchdowns. He's got a nose for the end zone. He's a big playmaker, and he is a guy that is they're going to try and get in space and let him create plays, and that was the first example of that, as I assume that'll be one of many touches for McRoberts throughout this night.
Yeah, when talking about McRoberts, those 12 touchdowns, that leads Region 9 in terms of total end zone finds this year. Another handoff for the Tigers. This time, Brody Jacobs able to pick up a nice chunk of yards, and that will move the sticks for the Tigers.
Brody Jacobs just trucked Tristan Boswick at the end of that play, put his shoulder down, and ended that run in an emphatic fashion. And the Tigers are on the move early, and it's a good-looking offense. Great play design there with the counter action running the opposite way of the actual play to draw defenders the opposite against the grain and then run it back. What a beautiful play.
86% of the offense comes off of the run for the Hurricane Tigers. As for Snow Canyon, they were not able to stop the run last week. 286 rushing yards allowed, 8 yards per carry. 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Connor Clyde alongside Gabriel in the backfield. They'll bring McRoberts back into motion. Gabriel keeps it this time, moves laterally, met by a pair of Warriors. Nice stoppage for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, number 22 on the play, Cale Esplin making the tackle. And I thought a little bit of a horse collar tackle there, got a little bit of his collar on the back of the end towards the play there, but not called, and looks as if it's going to bring up 2nd and long. As Gabriel, a tough runner, as he knows he's going to get banged up when he heads into the teeth of the defense, but he emerges unscathed, and he's back up to lead the Tigers this next play.
85 rushing yards last week for Dylan Gabriel. As for Cale Esplin, he averages about 3.5 tackles per game, one of the busier bodies on this defensive front for Snow Canyon. 2nd and long, Gabriel keeps it, steps inside, met by a Warrior, able to wheel his way out, and now searching for a man, able to make the clean connection over to Connor Clyde, and Connor Clyde able to make something out of nothing, Paulie.
Yeah, what an amazing play there from Gabriel. When all hope was lost, it looks like he's headed down. Then he shakes free and just launches the ball, and an open receiver in Clyde, who's got over 200 yards on the season. So that's a great recipient to have there waiting wide open.
Connor Clyde leads this team in carries. However, that is just reception number 2 for the junior. Able to pick up a nice first down for the Tigers once again. McRoberts back into motion, this time going over to Clyde once again up the gut and able to pick up about 6 or 7.
And Clyde is that hard-nosed runner that they're going to send through the teeth of the defense, as they did there. And great blocking up front in the trenches from the Tigers. As I saw number 52, that looks like Tanner Matua making a great clearing block to open that hole. And all the disguising in the backfield, multiple motions and guys drifting into the backfield, confusing the Snow Canyon defense early on, I can tell.
Second and short for the Tigers. Giving it over to McRoberts. McRoberts able to find a window and able to get the first down in the process. Run and gun is the story so far, Paulie. Just about 3.5 minutes into this, and already a handful of first downs for the Hurricane Tigers.
And it's all on the ground, as the Tigers' primary way of attack is via the run. And it has been an emphatic effort thus far, as multiple guys, whether it be Clyde or Jacobs or McRoberts, have all been featured on this drive. So pretty impressive stuff early.
First downs brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's. Go unlimited at Fabulous Freddy's for as little as $10 per month and get gas savings up to 40 cents per gallon off. Visit either location in St. George today. McRoberts takes it once again. Met by a couple of defenders. Almost was able to hurdle over, but instead dropped down with only about a slight pickup of maybe 1 yard, Paul.
And that was Ryder Ince making first contact, and then a bunch of other Warriors converging on the scene. But that was really the first time they've effectively shut down a Hurricane run play. So great start here. Maybe start trending upward with the pressure like we talked about in the pregame. Bring the heat. Don't allow Gabriel and the run plays to develop. So I'd like to see a little more guys allotted in the box if Hurricane's going to run as much as they are in this game.
Over the past 7 years, Snow Canyon has been victorious in this matchup. Hurricane has lost this matchup by an average of 32 points in those 7 years, Paulie. Certainly a different squad now as Gabriel takes this one, wrapping his way around a big tackle for loss. It'll be forward progression, and it'll stop him and take a chunk of yardage back for the Tigers, unfortunately.
And that's Trayvon, number 7, making that play as he just converged on Gabriel and just did not allow him to break free. We saw him break free in the backfield and complete a pass to get a first down, but on the previous sequence. But now, unable to shake free that time from Trayvon, the sure-handed, sure-tackling, 6'2", 200-pound junior.
Trayvon leads this team in sacks, 3.5 this season. That is number 4.5 for the junior. Also plays a little bit of wide receiver as well. You'll see him on both sides of the ball here tonight. So 3rd and long, 11 to be more exact, ball on the 30. Brody Jacobs brought into motion, and we will get a quick flag, first flag of the night. Special thank you to our friends over at Jimmy John's. Freaky Fast, watch and vote for the Jimmy John's highlight of the week on The Fan. So just saw that Hurricane called a timeout. Didn't see what the flag was, Paulie, but we'll take a quick UD & Associates timeout. For great service and rates on auto, home, or life insurance, call Luke today at 435-251-9102.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed, and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. from stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
Back in at Snow Canyon, 7:37 on the clock here in the first frame. Blake O'Rulian, Paul Ratliff, 3rd and 11 for the Hurricane Tigers. Handed off straight up the middle once again. Connor Clyde with another carry, and that one able to do some damage.
Yeah, that wasn't a formidable run there, and it's really the big guys of the Hurricane Tigers that are cementing the line realistically and getting good push against this Warrior defensive group, as I thought that would be the other way around, kind of a size mismatch with Hurricane being one of the smaller teams in the region, but right now being the aggressor in this trench warfare early on.
So 4th and 4, it looks like Jerry Cowan and company are going to go for it. Quite the move by them, but inside the Red Rock Real Estate red zone, you got to think that they're going to want to find the end zone as much as possible here tonight versus Snow Canyon.
Absolutely, and I'm wondering if they're going to let the ball stay in Gabriel's hands.
Jacobs into motion. Gabriel will take it, trying to find the edge, conjures up a couple of yards. We'll see if it was enough for the first down. Paulie, what did you see?
I think it's close, but it's going to be going the other way most likely, depending on this spot. Really close. Gabriel tiptoed that line as good as he could, but I think he went out just a tad early. But this Snow Canyon sideline official had a great view of the play, came right at him. So they're discussing right now. They're probably going to bring out the change, I'd assume. They are calling for a measurement, Blake. So
about 3 or 4 first downs already, and hoping for another one is the Hurricane Tigers. Stats tonight brought to you by Scooters Coffee. Start your day at Scooters. Amazing drinks served by amazing people. So out comes the chain gang for that Dylan Gabriel run. Kept it and close as can be, just by a hair. We'll have to see. Don't have the vantage point, but Snow Canyon seems like they believe they've got it.
It is Snow Canyon football.
So the Snow Canyon defense stands formidable, and with that, we will switch sides with Joe Mack Smith and company starting off their first drive of the evening. Very interested to see how this Snow Canyon team bounces back after their biggest loss of the season, Crimson Cliffs versus them last week, a 35-6 loss in which they only found the end zone one time thanks to Brody Lounsbury.
Yeah, that's true, as Snow Canyon kind of an anemic effort last week offensively, but a good chance here against kind of a leaky Hurricane defense at times. Let's see what they do on this first drive.
Short gain by Cale Esplin to start things off. 209 total yards last week for Snow Canyon, their lowest in any game this season by a whopping 97 yards. Just unable to conjure up much of anything. That being said, looking to turn the tides here about halfway through the first quarter. Joe Mack Smith hands it off to Esplin. Esplin able to turn on the Jets and get a nice pickup there. It'll be 3rd and short.
Makes it 3rd and manageable there, and that was great blocking along the offensive line. Number 55, the center, got out in front. I believe that is number 55, Terry Hamilton, the senior, 5'10", 260. He was leading the way from the center position, got out in front. Great play there.
So 3rd and 1, ball on the Snow Canyon 28. Esplin once again trying to bully his way through. It's going to be close once again, Paulie.
I think it's going to come up just a little short like the last possession for the Tigers. Great stand here, I feel like, by the Tigers' defensive line. They give up a lot of pounds along the front to the Snow Canyon Warrior offensive line, but they are holding strong. They're getting good push. And they're going to give it to them, Blake. Looks like a first down. Set them up going forward. 1st and down at about the 20-yard line.
So another
30-yard line.
So a Fabulous Freddy's first down will start The ball once again on the 28, able to just inch it out for Kale Esplin and company. Max Smith, back to pass for the first time tonight, able to sling that one over to Kale Esplin once again. A busy body thus far. He had an increased workload last week, Paulie, and he's doing more of it this week.
But a great tackle there by number 3, Jackson Winiger, getting over and finding Esplin and taking him down, because he was really the last line of defense there, as that screen really allowed most of the defensive line of the Tigers to get upfield. So he was really the last line of defense by Winiger.
Winiger, 10.3 tackles per game on the season, a sack, also a caused fumble for the star middle linebacker. Certainly one of the key components to this defense. Looks like we're going to get a timeout from Snow Canyon. With that, we'll take a short break and be back with more first quarter action right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Hello, sports fans. It's Booba and Nick from Honolulu Grill.
Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice.
Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Back live from Snow Canyon High School. Homecoming here for the Warriors. Blake O'Reilly and Paul Ratliff for this one. 2nd and 5, about 4:10 on the Nets on Fire clock. Joe Max Smith once again aiming over the middle, intended for his man Isaiah Thompson. Unable to reel it in. A little bit behind him, Paulie.
Yeah, just not a very on-target ball there, and good protection, again, from the offensive line. No real pressure. Joe Mack was facing there, just an off-target pass, and we're on to 3rd down, and a 3rd down and 5 here in the situation where after you saw Hurricanes' first drive, you'd like to pick this up if you're Snow Canyon.
First game at home for Snow Canyon since week 3. Just lost it in his own hands was Cam Hill on target, Paulie, but unable to snag it.
Yeah, that one was on target from Joe Max Smith, but just not able to bring into the breadbasket by Hill. But once again, I feel like the pressure wasn't there. That was a key for the Hurricane Tigers in the pregame, was to get pressure, and Joe Mack just kind of sitting back there scanning the defense pretty easily, and unfortunately for the Tigers, the ball was dropped.
So for the first time tonight, here's Kevin Lopez, the punter for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Back to return, Austin McRoberts, as well as Brody Jacobs. High punt, quite short.
Nice bounce.
It'll get the Snow Canyon bounce and be placed right around the Hurricane 36. We'll switch sides and take a short break and be back with Hurricane taking care of the offensive side of things on the Fan Sports Network.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Just a short break here in St. George. Hurricane was able to really make some movement on the offensive side of things on that first drive, but going for it on 4th down lent to them turning the ball over. Snow Canyon goes 3 and out later on in the drive, and now back on offense are the Hurricane Tigers. Austin McRoberts able to grab that one for a nice pickup.
McRoberts, always the money man for Gabriel. Those two have a synergy together that dates back to last year. McRoberts was really the key skill player for Gabriel then when they were both sophomores. Fast forward a year later, the connection's just gotten stronger between the two. They know where each other are before the play, and that's the safety valve for Gabriel.
Austin McRoberts, a 3.9 GPA, and Connor Clyde now zooming his way up the gut once again. Connor Clyde, Austin McRoberts, both of them being massive contributors to this Hurricane offense so far, Paulie. Another nice first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, and it's really been the deception of the run game of Jerry Cowan and the play calling is you really don't know who has the ball until they're streaking down the field for 4 or 5 yards. So it's really been great play design by the Tigers staff, and I've been really impressed by just getting the ball to their playmakers.
Head coach Jerry Cowan, first year under the helm at Hurricane, but has won 7 state championships, 5 of them as a head coach over at Duchesne, spent 19 years there. Brody Jacobs now in for the Tigers and picking up a couple as well. A little bit of a stalemate on the defensive and offensive lines, but Brody Jacobs mixing up the weaponry well for the Tigers as well.
Yeah, Brody Jacobs, 5 total touchdowns on the season. He's a threat in the passing game, in the running game. He can really create for the Tigers, as we saw him do there. And he's a hard-nosed runner. Earlier on in the first frame of this game, he took on a tackler on the sideline and really just bullied his way to the sideline. And I love the physicality of Jacobs, the speed of McRoberts, and the elusiveness of Connor Clyde. It makes for a great trio of skill players.
48 total yards last week, not to mention 13 rushes for 35 yards. Gabriel met with pressure and is going to lose a massive chunk of yardage off of that. Stout defense by the Snow Canyon Warriors brings him down. Trey Vaughn, already a couple of sacks here in the first frame, Paulie.
And Trey Vaughn is just out of a cannon on this play, comes off the edge unblocked, and just drags Gabriel for yards and yards and yards, so the play is called dead. And what a play there. Trey Vaughn has really come to play early on in this game.
And, Paulie, you said it earlier on the Everbowl Keys to the Game that bringing pressure was going to be huge for the Snow Canyon Warriors when you're talking about a Hurricane team that likes to run and play a little bit in the backfield before they get things going.
That's right. A lot of lead up to the plays with a lot of the deception and motion and all that, and that takes time. And if you bring pressure, good things can happen, as we've seen for the Warriors early.
3rd and 16, Gabriel back to pass, stepping up a bit, still scanning through his progressions. He'll heave one deep downfield. McRoberts is there and going to find the end zone. Hurricane Tigers are going to break the seal here tonight.
And that is your off-script play from Dylan Gabriel, as none of that was what it went according to plan, but he still makes the biggest play of this game thus far as he launches that one to McRoberts. And it was just a typical Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, go where I point type play, as Gabriel broke out of the pocket, pointed to McRoberts, saw him downfield, and he found the ball and the end zone for the Tigers.
Touchdown number 13 for McRoberts. Passing touchdown number 12 for Dylan Gabriel. Max Hutchings in for the PAT. Up and low. It looks like it is good, however. And with that, Hurricane strikes first, up 7-0 with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining on the Nets on Fire clock. We'll take a short break and be back with Snow Canyon offense on the other side of this one on the Fan Sports Network.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com. Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional...
Back in at St. George, Utah. Snow Canyon, Hurricane Tigers. About 90 degrees out here today, Paulie. With 3 days away from October and fall already a week in, you would think it'd be a little bit cooler, temperatures dropping down, but not the case here in southern Utah.
Yeah, temperatures dropping all around the country as fall ensues, but we're one of the lucky regions that gets to stay hot for a little longer. So enjoy this last couple weeks of heat, as I think we're finally going to get that cool down in October.
Max Hutchings just pulled off the PAT and now back to kick this one away. A quick little skib will bounce its way down to about the 10-yard line. Ball is bobbled, but able to pick up About 35 on that one for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Nice pickup by them.
Looks
I
like
believe it was Karsten Stewart.
I think Cam Hill, right? Or no. Maybe Carson Stewart. You're right. It looks like number 8 out there. Carson Stewart made the play.
It was either 8 or 0. Either you're right, Cam Hill or Karsten Stewart. Sometimes when that jersey bunches up, it's hard to see if there's that line through the middle. But either way, one of them able to pick up a nice piece of yardage and give Joe Max Smith a prime position to do a little bit of work. CJ Cale Johnson able to move the chains for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Really turned on the Jets there to start things off for Snow Canyon.
And broke contain as Hurricane had done a good job not letting anything outside the defensive end or the CD gap, and they just got outside and ran free there as big pickup, biggest pickup of the game thus far for the Warriors.
Cale Johnson, 4 total touchdowns this season. He leads the team. Joe Max Smith will take this one himself and able to bully his way up for about a 5-yard pickup himself. And, Paula, you've talked about this too. Joe Max Smith can do just about anything he wants. He can sling the ball over the middle, but he also has wheels for himself.
He does. He's the leading rusher on this Snow Canyon ball club and averaging over 50 yards a game. And he's a big-bodied kid that can stick it in there and not worry about getting injured. And he's just going to fight for extra yards too. Not typical from a quarterback, but this kid wants to win.
Clock running down, about 12 seconds remain. Cale Esplin alongside Joe Max Smith. He'll move him into motion. Joe Max Smith all day to throw and perfectly places it for Cale Johnson, who's dancing his way into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. It'll be 1st and goal for Snow Canyon to kick off the second quarter.
And I think it's going to be a free play. We saw the flags come down, but I believe it was an offsides on the Tigers. Let's wait till we get this call before we go to break here, as this was a big call.
Massive pickup for Cale Johnson. Had the big run and also doing it through his receiving as well. That is primarily where he does most of his damage. We'll go over to Kenny Nielsen.
Oh, it's going to be a false start, illegal formation on the Warriors. So that's going to dispel that huge play. Brutal loss there for the Warriors.
Those are always the ones that drive coaches the most crazy, where you make a huge, huge hit into your game plan and then unfortunately not able to pull things off. Well, that'll close out the first quarter, I apologize. 0's on the clock, but seems as though they're going to let one more play go. So 2nd and 4, ball on the 43-yard line. Back is Joe Max Smith, dancing his way up inside the pocket, stretching for it, but unable to pick it up was Ryder Entz. And I believe that will close out the first quarter. You're watching Region 9 Sports right here on the Fan Sports Network. Second quarter coverage coming up right after this.
Welcome to the Back Nine. We bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
7-0 in favor of the Hurricane Tigers. There was a massive pickup by Cale Johnson, but brought back due to an illegal formation. But switching sides, Joe Max Smith now moves towards the northern end zone alongside Cale Esplin in the backfield. 3rd and 4 at the top of the second quarter. Esplin moves into motion. Joe Max Smith met by pressure and a fired-up Hurricane defense. Jackson Weiniger doing the damage for the Tigers.
Yeah, Weiniger again with another big play as he made the tackle, a big one on the last possession for the Warriors to hold that fourth down from being converted. And now he makes another big play to force another punt for this Warriors offense. Not a good start after last week's kind of tough output offensively. Not a great start tonight. It hasn't been great for the Warriors thus far offensively.
So 4th and long, this will force the Warriors to boot this one away once again. Nearly blocked by Carter Wardle. It'll get the bounce and able to slow things down for the Warriors is number 54, Cash Entz.
And just the first couple drives, you can just see that Hurricane has gotten into some rhythm, whether that be not really a combination of run and pass, but just a lethal running game with the off-script plays of Gabriel, where you can't account for his athleticism that was shown on that last touchdown pass to Austin McRoberts. So this will be really concerning for the Warriors if you let Gabriel get off script and make plays where he can just show his athleticism. That may be a problem for him. Keep him contained. Keep him in the pocket.
Hurricane Tigers been a high-risk, high-reward squad all season. They're first in points in Region 9 with 195 on the season. CJ Trump able to break away a massive gain for the Hurricane Tigers. CJ Trump, his first reception of the game.
And that's a perfect pass for Dylan Gabriel, as he hasn't thrown a lot of balls tonight, so why not give him an easy, comfortable route where the receiver does a lot of the yards after the catch. And that was the perfect call. A slant pass just cuts through the defense for a big gain, and the Tigers are in business once again.
C.J. Trump coming off the best game of his junior season last week with 35 receiving yards. Also found the end zone, one of 3 touchdown passes received from Dylan Gabriel. So 1st and 10, Hurricane marching their way back down once again. And, Paulie, I will also mention this. In Week 7, Dylan Gabriel coming into today, only 70 passes thrown this season, as he'll keep this one for himself, spins his way out, and able to find a little bit of a hole. It'll slow them down right around a 6 or 7 yard pickup. But, Paulie, only about 12 passes per game for Dylan Gabriel. Again, like we've been talking about, they like to run the ball, but he is accurate when he does sling it.
He is. Over 57% accuracy on the season. He can definitely get the ball out to his receivers when need be. But the run game and the clock usage and the time of possession, all good factors for the Tigers tonight. So they're going to just keep running the ball until it gets stopped. And I'd like to see the Warriors a lot more guys into the box, as it has been pretty clear that what Hurricane's trying to do.
Brody Jacobs went into motion. Austin McRoberts was the intended receiver for that one, but just a little bit over the head was the pass from Dylan Gabriel. Big thank you to our friends over at Back 9 Golf. Experience Back 9 indoor golf and feel like a pro, taking the world of golf to the next level. Nothing boosts your game like an hour at the Back 9. So 3rd and 5 for Dylan Gabriel and the Hurricane Tigers.
Good rally to the football there by the defensive line of the Warriors, as multiple Warriors led by number 50, Big Hank West, getting in there. The 6'2", 210 junior making a big play.
Connor Clyde was the one who handed it off. I apologize for the layout, Paulie. I didn't see who took the ball up the gut. I was trying to see where Dylan Gabriel had handed it off. It fooled me up here in the booth.
The misdirection and all the disguising, and it can fool anybody. Don't feel bad, buddy.
So once again, 4th and 6. Going to go for it here is Jerry Cowan and company. Clyde in the backfield alongside Gabriel. Gabriel able to find McRoberts, and McRoberts will move the chains for Hurricane. Once again, 1 for 2 on 4th down conversions right now, Paulie.
And what a beautiful crossing route by Austin McRoberts as he just ran to the wide side of the field and used his speed to get open. And Gabriel just threw a dot right on his hands, and there we go. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They're threatening once again.
Hurricane, one of 6 teams to have only 1 win in region play. The Crimson Cliffs have multiple region wins. Every other team in Region 9 only has 1 coming into tonight. That includes also the Snow Canyon Warriors. Gabriel handing it off once again. A cluster of defenders is going to stop Brody Jacobs for a small pickup.
Brody Jacobs, a guy that's been spotlighted and featured here early in this game as multiple skill players for the Tigers making big impacts, whether it be Trump or Jacobs, McRoberts, who caught the long touchdown pass, or Connor Clyde. There's been a lot of guys chipping in for the Tigers offensively.
Brody Jacobs has entered the end zone for 4 straight weeks. Would like to keep that streak alive as they are flirting with the end zone here with about 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Jacobs, the play action, a little bit too much sauce on that one, intended for McRoberts, but far out of his reach.
And Gabriel there just didn't have the best set there, a shoulder square feet set. I didn't feel like he was. A little hurried on that pass. And McRoberts open again, but just unable to bring it in. And Gabriel off to the sideline to chat with Coach Cowan, get the play. And he's running it into the huddle as this is a key sequence here. 3rd and 6, an opportunity to add on to the score. And you've already got a 7-point lead. This is a big possession. Don't want to come up short here and just try for a field goal. Go be aggressive. Go for the end zone here.
Again, the Hurricane Tigers do lead Region 9 in terms of offensive points on the board through 6 weeks. Gabriel going to keep this one, finds a little bit of space, spin cycles his way to a 1st down. Another successful conversion for Dylan Gabriel and the Hurricane Tigers.
And this kid is just so tough as he took on 3 tacklers there, spun out of 2 tackles, and finally the 3rd guy is able to bring him down. But Gabriel is like a running back that can throw the football. He runs. He has the instinctual running patterns of a running back, but he still can spin and juke and jive and make moves in the open field. It's so much fun to watch, and the Tigers knocking on the door once again.
So 1st and goal, ball on the 9-yard line, so a little bit of a longer journey to get into the end zone when given the 1st and goal, but 7:37 with Hurricane up 7-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Big thank you to our friends over at Intercap Lending. Scoot Gibson has a loan for you. For competitive rates and exceptional service, call 435-619-8080.
And my impression early on of this game is that this is going to be a dogfight, as the Tigers really taking the physicality to the Warriors early in this one, as running is a pure operation of physicality. My coach in high school used to always tell us, you can set and pass set, and there's no physicality to that. But when linemen are coming downhill, road grading, and creating holes for their running backs, they like that. They get juiced up for that. And it looks like this Hurricane offensive line, although undersized compared to the Snow Canyon defensive line, has really dug in and is creating running lanes for all the runners of the Hurricane Tiger offense.
As potent as the analysis can get, Paul Ratliff, I'm so glad to be alongside you tonight, my man. Another handoff, this one over to Clyde, and Clyde trudges his way through the Snow Canyon defensive line for another solid pickup.
Clyde's been that guy early on in this game that when they like to shove it up the middle and go strong, off guard, off tackle, they get to Clyde. You know, they want to see that he gets his carries because he's an over 200 yards rushing guy this season, and he is going to continue to get the hard yards for the Tigers.
So many of these skill position players play in the backfield. Brody Jacobs, Connor Clyde, RJ Allred, McRoberts, all of them quite familiar with handoffs from Gabriel. Again, once again in motion. Gabriel spins his way out, and is going to find the end zone. Touchdown Tigers once again. They're going to go up 13-0.
Dylan Gabriel is a one-man show tonight as he is passing the football deep down the field for touchdowns, running it in at the goal line, taking on tacklers, spinning free. This guy is having his, per se, Heisman moment tonight as he started off this game so hot for the Tigers.
Rushing touchdown number 5 in Week 7 for Brody Jacobs. PAT pending for the Tigers alongside Max Hutchings for the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary extra point. So a clear kick through the uprights puts Hurricane up 14-0 in full form here at Snow Canyon. Take a quick 60-second break and be back with more Region 9 coverage right after this.
Scooters Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee, anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooters Coffee, open 7 days a week.
So Dylan Gabriel finds the end zone for a 14-0 score. Hurricane Tigers have this game in the palm of their hand at the moment. 6:45 to go here in the second quarter. Blake O'Rulian, Paul Ratliff, and Paul, just dominance on the offensive side of things. Snow Canyon going to look to pick up some more yardage as they've had a little bit of a struggle moving the ball. Solid pickup by Snow Canyon, able to bring it near to the 30-yard line.
And this is good and bad for the Tigers, up 14-0, as we've seen them have leads against Dixie and blow it in the later stages of the fourth quarter. So this is a lesson to learn here. You've got a 14-0 lead. You're into the second quarter. Your offense is rolling. Can the defense hold off this Warrior charge that I'm sure is coming on this possession?
Again, not a lot of offense garnered last week for Snow Canyon. More of the same here tonight. Esplin able to bounce his way to the side and pick up 2 or 3 yards on that carry.
And that's been what the doctor ordered for the Tigers. If the Warriors want to just 3 yards in a cloud of dust right now, that's fine with a 14-0 lead. They'll take that as... I think if you're Snow Canyon, you got to do a little bit more, diversify the playbook and take some shots and try the intermediate and long stuff.
Joe Max Smith dumps it off over to Brody Lounsbury, it looks like, who had a lot of success. The only touchdown was thrown by the young sophomore. Plays running back, also plays under center as well. A very, very interesting future star for this Snow Canyon Warriors team.
Absolutely. As getting the only points on the board last week, he is showing his acumen as a passer, and that play showing it as a receiver.
Went 7 for 8 when he was passing the football. Joe Max Smith now able to send it over to Trey Vaughn, and Trey Vaughn looks to have gotten the first down for the Snow Canyon Warriors as they inch their way closer towards the end zone.
The Warriors looking to try and put points on the board here as they've got the skill players. They just got to get their playmakers in space, and I think Joe Mack going to take a shot here soon as we're getting late in the second quarter, 5 minutes, 28 seconds.
Joe Max Smith steps back, laces that one, cross his body, and just short. It was intended for Isaiah Thompson. Again, no JT Westbrook tonight, so a little bit of a bigger workload for guys like Isaiah Thompson, Karsten Stewart, Alex Urias, and many more. Already seen Cale Johnson pick up some nice plays as well.
Absolutely, as well, I was calling for the shot, and they finally took one from Joe Max Smith, just unable to connect. But still, you've got second and manageable. You're second and 10. Hopefully, they're able to get a positive play here.
Joe Max Smith looking along his way. It was intended for Cale Johnson, just a little bit short, falling at the fingertips, Paulie, an unfortunate one for the Warriors.
As Cale was looking to get upfield in a hurry there, he was open and had a step on the defender, but unable to connect there again for the Warriors, and now facing a 3rd and long with the Tigers already up 14-0. This is becoming a very pivotal play in this game early on, one of the bigger ones we've seen, just for the simple fact that the Warriors need to keep the hot Tigers offense off the field.
3rd and 10, 5:18 remaining in the second quarter. Joe Max Smith scanning, plenty of time. He'll step up into the pocket, and with that, met by a sea of white jerseys, and that'll be a loss of yardage. It'll be 4th and long for Snow Canyon, another 3 and out.
And they're fired up on the Hurricane defensive line as they collapse that pocket so efficiently. It made it impossible for Joe Mack, even if he did have an open receiver, to get the ball off because he was just looking down and tucking it at that point. So now it's time to kick it away to the Tigers.
Hurricane Tigers allowed 175 points this season. That is the 3rd most of any defense in Region 9, but doing a good job with a goose egg on the Warriors scoreboard right now. 14-0 the score as Hurricane in full form here. We're going to take a short break and be right back with more Region 9 coverage right after this.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or...
Back at Snow Canyon, Blake O'Rulian, Paul Ratliff. Hurricane already scored 2 touchdowns, looking to find the end zone once again. 4:30 to go in the second quarter. And able to weave his way inside for short gain is the Hurricane Tigers. Scoreboard updates brought to you by The Rink. Just got a word that Crimson and Stansbury is tied 7-7 in the second quarter. Again, Crimson, the defending state champions, who had a dominant win last week, 35-6 over Snow Canyon. Pineview and Cedar also tied at 7-7. Again, Region 9 scoreboard updates brought to you by The Rink. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 27-yard line. McRoberts into motion. Gabriel steps back, searching, finds McRoberts, and McRoberts will cut to the inside, and able to move the chains once again is Austin McRoberts. And Paulie, like we were talking about, Dylan Gabriel has had this game in every aspect that he wants it, on the ground and through the air, but Austin McRoberts has been his #1 reliable resource.
And that was another safety blanket type play from Austin McRoberts as he just sat in a spot in the zone, and he knew the play had broken down, protection had broken down, Gabriel on the roll, he's flushed, but he's still able to find the money man. That's Austin McRoberts as he makes yet another play for this Tigers offense.
Another 1st and 10. Brody Jacobs now doing a little bit of damage, dancing his way laterally, but with that, he's going to get tackled for a loss.
Tigers obviously trying to add on more points at the end of the half here, but their offense not conducive to quick strikes, so they're going to have to stay ahead of the sticks. Taking a negative play like that one hurts them indeed.
A bruising run-and-gun offense, no doubt about it. Also just got the score for Desert Hills versus Dixie. Desert Hills up 21-0 over the Flyers. So 2:20 to go. Clock is running. 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. Gabriel looking deep, trying to find, getting chased down, and a massive loss of yardage, all initiated by Snow Canyon and Cale Esplin.
Cale Esplin, that play broke down once again, and Gabriel was on the roll, and that time just trying to do a little too much, as now this takes them way out of that opportunity to pick up a first down pending a penalty or a long completion. So just really a drive killer there. They didn't have to take that big of a sack. They could have just thrown the ball away. But, he's still a young quarterback.
Quick timeout brought to you by UD & Associates. For great service and a rate on home, auto, or life insurance, call Luke today at 435-251-9102 for a free quote to see how much you can save. Short stint away. We'll be right back with the close of the second quarter.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee, anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. Open 7 days a week.
14-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Blake O'Rulian, Paul Ratliff coming into the waning moments of the first half. Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show is coming up in just a couple of minutes as the Hurricane Tigers look to itch their way closer towards the marker. A solid pickup, not going to be enough. It was 3rd and 22. Almost picked up about 10 there, Paulie.
Yeah, as it looks as if the Tigers not going to go down with a whimper here, but it still brings up a 4th and... Wait a second, we got a call from the official. Or no, I think he was just declaring a receiver eligible. But anyways, the 4th down here now, 4th and 15 for the Tigers. This is an obvious punt situation. Great stand and great sack to create this stop by the Warriors.
Hurricane had gone for it on the last 2 4th downs. Clearly not in that same position now given the field position. And with that, we will likely see Kulani Matsuoka, the punter for the Hurricane Tigers. 53.6 remaining on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Take a quick break and be right back with more Region 9 coverage.
Hey, St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Back in from Snow Canyon High School. A little bit of deliberation with Snow Canyon coaches and the officials, but Hurricane seems like they're going to punt this one away. 4th and 15, ball on the 36-yard line. So Kulani Matsuoka, first time tonight to punt, 33-yard average per punt for him. There's a couple of Snow Canyon Warriors await in the backfield.
Warriors got to go quick once they get the ball, as they've got 53.6 seconds left in the first half to try and generate something quick here. Not sure what the holdup is.
Looks like some sort of a ball spotting potentially. I see the line judge taking a good look at where the ball is placed right now. Big thank you to our friends over at Intermountain Sports Performance. There is no offseason to get sports-specific training at Intermountain Sports Performance, with locations from Logan all the way down to St. George. I think it was a play clock thing, Paulie. It was 56 initially, now at 58. Strong punt, deep downfield right around the 25-yard line and dancing his way around to get the ball around the 36-yard line for the Snow Canyon Warriors.
Good opening field position. Got a lot of real estate back there on that kick return, or that punt return, I should say, as great maneuvering and not a lot of hang time. It was a deep punt, but not a lot of hang time on that punt to allow them to, the coverage team, not to get down there as quick. But now it's up to the Snow Canyon offense, and Joe Max Smith, without JT Westbrook tonight, if you're just joining us, he's not able to join us, or he's not able to join the Snow Canyon Warrior offense tonight due to injury, but they're trying to make up in his stead here and find a way to get points on the board here before the half.
Twins to the left, Joe Max Smith alongside Cale Esplin. He'll send him in motion. Joe Max Smith targets over to the near sideline. That was Cale Johnson for another strong pickup. Clock is running, but he did go out of bounds, so they'll have to reset that once again. Snow Canyon Warriors also protesting a little bit as well. Unsure why the clock is still running, although Johnson did find the sideline. Back to pass, dancing his way outside of the pocket and throwing it out of bounds is Joe Max Smith.
Now just 10.6 seconds left, as maybe some confusion along the sideline but the clock stopped with 10.6 on the incompletion, of course. An opportunity for Snow Canyon to set up something here, maybe a deep shot of some sort, but Hurricane playing pretty deep back there.
And Paul, a little confusing given that the time kept running, although Johnson found his way out of bounds, rifling it downfield, and that's an interception for the Hurricane Tigers. Austin McRoberts doing it on both sides of the ball and still going. Lots of life here for Hurricane. That'll close out the first half, but a big momentum shift that was already in the hands of the Tigers. Austin McRoberts, his first interception of the season.
And McRoberts doing it on both sides of the football, as he's been a contributor early and often offensively, and leaves his stamp on the first half with a huge game-breaking interception that he almost took all the way back, but we just ran out of time. We'll catch our breath break, and let's get back for this halftime show, huh?
Great Harvest Bread Company halftime report coming to you on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. Halftime and second half ensue on the other side here on the Fan Sports Network.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Hello, sports fans. It's Boo Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill.
Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice.
Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out, with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
Back live from Snow Canyon for the Great Harvest Bread Company halftime report. Blake O'Rulean, Paul Ratliff. Start your day with a hot breakfast and fresh-made bread, or enjoy a satisfying lunch at either Great Harvest location. Hurricane Tigers seem to be spoiling homecoming at the moment, Paulie. Up 14-0, a lot thanks to Austin McRoberts and Dylan Gabriel. They came into this game seeming to be the leaders on the offensive side of things and making the most of it here tonight.
Yeah, as we talked about in the pregame, Austin McRoberts is the guy. 12 total touchdowns. He has just been electric this season, finding the end zone, just got a nose for the end zone. And Dylan Gabriel has just been let loose tonight. I mean, I feel like they're letting him be him tonight, throwing the football, running the football, quarterback design runs, keepers, off-script stuff. They're not limiting him and keeping him in the box and letting him be the playmaker that he is, has really contributed to this early 14-0 lead, Blake.
You know, one of the Everbowl keys to the game for you, Paulie, which you wrote out and talked about so nicely, was having sticky coverage for Hurricane. They've allowed 28 points per game coming into tonight. Right now, it's zeros on the board for Snow Canyon. A lot of that thanks to the secondary of the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers' secondary has played outstanding. Kind of called them out in the pregame, like you say, with a key to the game to be more sticky in coverage, and they have been. As the last gasp effort there from Joe Mack Smith intercepted by Austin McRoberts, it's been a lot of the same of that throughout the first half. A lot of not much separation for Joe Mack to find his receivers, as the Tiger defenders have been clinging to the receivers of the Warriors. So it's been a tough go offensively in the first half for the Warriors, but adjustments at the halftime break and get back out here and try and create a difference in the second half.
You know, and we've talked about this throughout the game, but not having a guy like Max Reynolds and not having JT Westbrook, who is your star number 3 wide receiver in all of Region 9, alongside Joe Mack Smith, not the same weaponry that you typically have for the Snow Canyon Warriors. It's making it tough for them out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just been the weaponry hasn't been showcased very well so far, as I feel like Joe Mack hasn't had a ton of time to throw the football, as he's been under duress, under pressure, not finding open receivers, and the run game really hasn't taken off for the Warriors either. That's what's been great for the Tigers offensively, is they've had a great blend of run and pass, but the Warriors kind of struggling to get the run game going, which has really limited the play action passing game. So, these things all are like dominoes. You got to get them all to fall for it to break right. And right now for the Warriors, the offense just not clicking.
Yeah, Jackson Weiniger, a couple of sacks already in the first half alone, doubling his season total up to this point, putting pressure on Joe Mack Smith. And like we were talking about, again, referring back to the keys to the game, Joe Mack, you said, to let him just be him. He averages about 250 passing yards per game, barring last week. And similar to last week, just not enough time and not enough people to be throwing it to. So an unfortunate start in this first half for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Another thing you brought up, Paulie, was bringing the heat. And that is one thing in which Dylan Gabriel has been sacked a handful of times, but it's the running game that's getting them back that yardage that they've been losing when pressure comes.
Yeah, that's right. As the Warriors' defensive pressure on Gabriel, that was another key to the game, was bring heat, bring guys. And Gabriel just hasn't felt the pressure much thus far this first half. And I feel like there needs to be more pressure generated by bringing bodies. You can't just send your front four in and try and generate pressure that way. I think it's bringing safeties, bringing linebackers, maybe a corner blitz, something exotic to try and throw Gabriel off, because he has looked really comfortable thus far this first half.
And Paul, by no means do I want to suggest this, but I am curious of your thoughts. Brody Lounsbury, again, he went 7 for 8 under center last week and had the only passing touchdown of the night. With the struggles right now, maybe do you bring in the young sophomore quarterback and see if he can kind of test the waters against the Hurricane secondary?
It's hard to say where Coach Esplin's head is at, where if he wants to make the changes. Obviously hasn't been very productive from Joe Mack in the first half, but he's been the starter all season. He's been the guy you've rode with, so I would figure no quarterback change tonight, but that would just be my assumption.
Again, a very interesting matchup here tonight. Hurricane up 14-0, and in this game over the past 7 years, in which Hurricane is 0-7, they have lost those games by an average of 35 points. It has not been close with the Tigers versus the Warriors, a completely different squad under Jerry Cowan this year. And we were talking about it before the game also, Paulie. This Hurricane Tigers team, we all talked about how there was going to be kind of a growing process, and so many of these skill position players are coming back next year. They're going to be a major threat coming into Region 9 football 12 months from now.
Absolutely. We talked about how there's so many guys coming back offensively, and the most key component of that is Dylan Gabriel coming back for his senior season. So you're going to have the trigger man and all his weapons back for one final ride next year. And I think that this team is going to be at the tops of the region, top 3-4 teams, just based on offensive production alone. I've been really impressed with what Jerry Cowan has done in this short amount of time in Hurricane. You know, he talked to the media day about making position changes to certain players and trying to find the right fits for guys. And it really has been a journey to get to this point that they are in this season, but it has just been a different Hurricane Tiger football team. As I've been covering this region for about 7-8 years now, and realistically, Hurricane, the competitive nature of them has been spiked 100 times this season. Just the fight that this Tigers team shows, the willingness to play to the end of the game, no matter what the score is, still keep fighting and play like it's the first play of the game. Jerry Cowan really has reinvigorated the Hurricane football program.
So the Hurricane Tigers 1-2 in Region 9 play so far this year. Coming into this season, 1-17 in region play over the past 3 years. So certainly changing things up for them. And Paulie, like you were talking about with this young core, I'm looking at the 5 guys who have had positive yardage tonight. Connor Clyde, Brody Jacobs, Austin McRoberts, Dylan Gabriel, CJ Trump. Every single one of them juniors. That being said, only 12 seniors on this team. 80% of this team is compiled of juniors and sophomores. The number 1 class on this varsity squad is sophomores with 26, so plenty of room to grow for them as well.
Absolutely, as the Tigers are a youthful team with a new head coach, and the energy around the programs at an all-time high. I realistically think that this team could be in the mix to be a top 3 team in the region next year, and this season's not even over yet. We're talking about next year, but this is the team that can compete in the playoffs and surprise someone this year, just with the offensive weaponry, and the defense has looked much better tonight against a very formidable Snow Canyon offense. So I feel like maybe they're making strides defensively, and with the offense already reaching that next year, this could be a team to watch in the playoffs.
Both Snow Canyon Warriors and Hurricane Tigers football team boast a 2-4 record. The last time that the Hurricane Tigers had 3 wins was back in 2016. That was 8 years ago. And you've got to think that if there's any game in which they can break that long overdue streak of losing seasons, it would be this it would be this week. I apologize. Snow Canyon. It's going to be a tough one, another uphill battle for them. Then they've got Desert Hills, who seem to be in a stronghold over Dixie right now, up 21-0. And then they've got the juggernaut of all juggernauts in the entire state in San Juan, who's been one of the most successful teams in all of Utah football over the past couple of years. So big strength of schedule change over the last quarter of this season. So if there's any opportunity for Hurricane to change things up and kind of change history for this program, it's going to be tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 straight losses like you talked about in the pregame, and that's a streak that dates back, multiple years. And this is a team that has a lot of fight in them this year. This is a different look program for the Tigers, and I think the Warriors need to take that into account. And there will be halftime adjustments, absolutely. So I'm really looking and curious to see how the Warriors come out in this second half.
About 7:30 before we kick off the second half, we're going to take a short break and be back with some scoreboard updates brought to you by The Rink. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Region 9 football on the Fan Sports Network.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Welcome to the Back Nine. We bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh, cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Hello, sports fans. It's Boo Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill.
Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice.
Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Hey St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Blake O'Rulian, Paul Ratliff for your Sports Court halftime report. Get the home court advantage. Turn your backyard into family fun. Visit sportcourtofsouthernutah.com or call 435-586-2300. 888-203-1282. Want to give a quick look at the scoreboard updates. Again, all tied up, 14s at halftime for Pineview versus Cedar. Desert Hills up 21-0 over Dixie. Paulie, we've been obviously covering football through the last 7 weeks, and it seems like Dixie is just one of those teams where they're either super hot or they're super cold.
That's right, and we saw it a tale of two halves against the Hurricane Tigers, where they started off so slow. The Tigers went out to a triumphant lead, and then in the second half, Dixie just turned on the afterburners and started scoring. Rand Sawyer mostly aided that, but this is just a tough spot, I feel like, for the for the Tigers. I mean, for the Flyers. I mean, they've had so much success over the past years with Blaine Munkers as their head coach and Reggie Graff and Blake Barney, and so many great quarterbacks have walked the halls at Dixie High School. But, man, it just seems as if they don't have the right gunslinger this year, and maybe it might just be a down year for Dixie. I mean, I was waiting for them to turn it on and really capture the season.
Meanwhile, Pineview and Cedar, that's a close one. And I feel like both of those teams have really been flying under the radar in so many ways. Pineview, everyone talks about how they are can't miss in terms of the offensive side of the ball. Cedar does a lot of things well on both sides of the ball. Interested to see how that one closes out.
Yeah, Cedar and Pineview, those are two comparable teams, as they both have some electric skill players and, good quarterbacks in Everett Kelly and Levi Shaw. And that's just been a kind of a dogfight, and I'm interested to see who comes out on top of that one, as I thought that would be one of the closer ones all night. And I think Perry's Power Guide had the Pineview Panthers winning by 7 or 6 or something to that effect, but or was it the other way around? Did you see Perry's Power Guide on that game?
I only saw it for this game, which was a 15-point spread.
Okay,
so
no worries.
Special thank you to our friends over at UD & Associates for great service and a rate on home, auto, or life insurance. Call Luke today at 435-251-9102 for a free quote to see how much you can save. Just a few minutes remain before we get second half action going here live from Snow Canyon High School. We'll take another short break and be right back with second half action on the Fan Sports Network.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh, cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Back in live from St. George as second half action is just about 2 minutes away. Blake O'Rulian, Paul Ratliff for this one. A big thank you to our friends over at Dealer Collision, proud sponsor of Region 9. From minor collisions to major accidents, Dealer Collision will repair your vehicle right. Paul, we were just talking about it a little bit before we came back on air, and Hurricane has a chance to spoil this homecoming for Snow Canyon. given the 14-0 score. That being said, what are some of the ways in which they can dig themselves out of this hole?
Yeah, for Snow Canyon, I feel like they've got to make some stops defensively, whether that be allotting more players to the run or stacking the box or sending blitzers or whatever you may start needing to do to generate pressure. But as of right now, not enough pressure in the backfield. Even in the slow developing plays of the Tigers, we haven't seen a ton of pressure from the Warriors. So I would say amp up the pressure, bring more heat, and also offensively, would like to see better protection for Joe Mack Smith, as this is kind of an undersized defensive line of the Tigers. Not really known. One of their hallmarks of their team is not their pass rush, but they've been getting a lot of pass rush thus far this game. So hoping that Joe Mack will have some more time to throw the ball, diagnose the defense. But right now, those are my two keys, is to provide more protection for Joe Mack and to get get pressure, bring heat on the offense of the Tigers.
I mean, you talked about stacking the box, and I don't think anything could be more true, because every single time in which they have brought pressure, it's been a tackle for loss. So that being said, it's going to be huge to make that specific adjustment, as second half action is just about here. Hurricane received the ball to start off the game. So with that, Snow Canyon will be receiving this one with hopes of gracing the scoreboard. Max Hutchings back to kick this one off. Line drive kick bounces up a little bit of ways. And back returning this one for Snow Canyon, right around the 25-yard line. Just got a quick scoreboard update presented by the Rink. 63-yard touchdown for Titan Mason. Thunder lead 28-0. So as we suspected, we didn't know who was scoring the touchdowns, but Titan Mason at least has one of them for the Thunder.
Yeah, Titan Mason, a well-oiled machine in the backfield for the Thunder, and he's a guy that's going to score a lot throughout the rest of this season and into the playoffs. So nothing out of the ordinary for Mr. Mason.
Trying to get a good look. But, Paul, I am seeing, I believe, number 12, Brody Lounsbury, orchestrating the offense. He's going to keep this one for himself and be stopped up for a short gain, but makes his way around and actually picks up a few more. Again, Brody Lounsbury, the sophomore, we talked about this at halftime.
Yeah, you brought that up.
Would he potentially be the man under center to start off the second half? It seems like that is what Coach Esplin has subscribed to.
Yeah, maybe they just see him, Lounsbury, as more of a dual threat guy that can get out and run on that first design run, and it looks like another one.
Another keeper for Lounsbury, able to find a seal, breaks through, still on his feet. Has the fans on their feet. Brody Lounsbury igniting this offense early in the second half.
And Lounsbury, the injection of life that this Snow Canyon Warrior offense needed. 2 design runs. First one not overly successful, but how about a 50-plus yard run where you're dragging defenders? And I think you drew a horse collar tackle as well on the play.
Into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone for Brody Lounsbury. A change in personnel for the quarterback. And echoes of Brody fill up the Snow Canyon home field. Massive gain and biggest play of the day for the Warriors, Paulie.
Yeah, and it comes from a backup quarterback as an unlikely source, but he makes the huge play to ignite this second half charge for the Warriors.
Again, 7 for 8 last week versus the Crimson Cliffs.
Other design run.
Once again, will take this one himself, not wasting any time and able to pick up about 2 yards on that one. Paulie, I was talking to Coach Carl Franke, who was the analyst for the Crimson Cliffs versus Snow Canyon game last week, and he knew who Brody was coming into the game. I had him on my board, but he was primarily just a runner, hadn't thrown a ball, didn't know that he was a quarterback. But Carl Franke, who has been around this Southern Utah football scene for some time, knew exactly who he was, and as a sophomore, he's already on his radar. That being said, the next couple of years seem bright for this kid.
Yeah, absolutely. He looks like maybe the future of this season and next.
Back to pass is Lounsbury, finding him over the middle. Cale Johnson, touchdown. The clean connection from Lounsbury to Johnson. And the Snow Canyon Warriors will grace the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
And just a simple slant route for the Warriors, and Lounsbury finds the target, just puts the ball right where it needs to be for the easy score. And now the Warriors got the momentum that we talked about in the beginning of this second half. I mean, they needed an injection of life, and they got it in the form of their backup quarterback.
Cale Johnson, touchdown number 5 this season. Last week, only 3 receptions for 3 total yards. Kick is good, and now this game just got a whole lot more interesting. You said it yourself, Pauly. Brody Lounsbury injecting life into this Warriors offense. Now just a 1-possession game. We're going to take a short break and be right back with more second half action right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Welcome to the Back Nine. We bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out, with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
14-7 in favor of the Hurricane Tigers. They'll look to strike back after an early offensive charge by Brody Lounsbury and the Snow Canyon Warriors. Got this whole fandom in a frenzy here at Snow Canyon. And Pauly, I just got to say, we've got our Region 9 sports group chat. And just got a couple of texts saying, hey, why is Joe Mack out? What is going on? Is everything okay? It seems as though Joe Mack is good, but the reason Brody Lounsbury is the one orchestrating the offense right now is simply said, he's as productive as can be.
Yeah, I mean, he just showed that last drive, 2 design runs and a pass, and that's all it took him to get down the field in a hurry. So maybe this the injection of life that the Snow Canyon offense needed. And Joe Mack in the first half didn't look overly sharp, so maybe it was time. And you called for it in the halftime break, said that you might see Lounsbury, and indeed we did.
So first offensive drive of the second half for Dylan Gabriel and company. Austin McRoberts and Gabriel finding the end zone in the first half. Gabriel takes this one off of the option and runs it up for about 3 yards.
Gabriel never afraid to stick it up in the middle of the defense, the teeth of the defense I like to call it, as he just ran right into the heart of it. And he just gets right back up. He's ready to go and looking to the play from the sidelines. Gabriel, so composed, so poised under pressure. Really like what I've seen from him. But he might have another counterpart on the other side of the field that's ready to score too. So now it's time for Dylan Gabriel to ramp it up a bit.
Pauly, home field advantage being felt right now. Snow Canyon fandom in full form right now, and another nice blockage by Snow Canyon pushes back Connor Clyde on that one.
And Connor Clyde been a physical runner, but that time just stacked up and thrown back, as not much he could do there as multiple tacklers converged. And now this brings up a 3rd and 6, and this is not a down and distance for Hurricane. They're more of a short yard, keep the sticks ahead of type offense. This could be a tough conversion here. I'd like to see what they come out with.
3rd and 5, ball on the 25-yard line. About 8:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Gabriel alongside Clyde in the backfield. Brody Jacobs into motion. Gabriel will wheel his way out. Wide open is Austin McRoberts. No laundry on the field. And Austin McRoberts unscathed, finding the end zone for touchdown number 2 of the night.
Austin McRoberts is the money man as we find him again wide open. This time not a broken play, just a rollout and let it fly. And McRoberts is there to bring it in once again for his 2nd touchdown of the night. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. This guy's doing it on both sides of the field, and he just impacted this game once again.
And, Paulie, we just talked about how they are more of a short yardage team. Snow Canyon was putting a lot of pressure up front. Secondary was wide open.
Yeah, a lot of people allotted in the box, and maybe that's what Dylan Gabriel saw and made a check and let it fly.
Kick is up and good once again for Max Hutchings, 21-7. So a swift answer by Brody Lansbury, responded well by Dylan Gabriel and Austin McRoberts. And with that, back up by 2 scores is the Hurricane Tigers. Back with more Snow Canyon offense when we come back right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Aloha, sports fans. It's Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill.
Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice.
Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. Open 7 days a week.
Austin McRoberts been the story of this game. Able to find the end zone for the second time tonight. 3 total touchdowns for the Hurricane Tigers, and Paulie, they're back up by 14.
Yeah, the Tigers, you blink once, and after that impressive 4-play drive from the Warriors, it doesn't take long for the Tigers to respond in a quick way.
Short kick, returned by Snow Canyon. A nice pickup right around the 37-yard line. And for a second there, it looked as though number 35 for Hurricane was shaken up. Kulani Matsuoka. Hopefully all right. Just limping off the field a little bit, but nonetheless seemed to make it off the field without any additional aid. So Brody Lounsbury comes out once again after a hot start to the second half. Back in the shotgun for the sophomore. Quick timeout called. Looks as though it's by Hurricane. So both teams will go to their sides, and we'll take a quick timeout with them, brought to you by UD and Associates.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Back live from St. George. Second drive of the second half for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Brody Lounsbury dumps it off. And able to pick up a few there is Ryder Entz. Showing off his wheels a little bit, Paulie, there. He was quick to get up vertical and pick up some yards.
Yeah, Lounsbury's looked very strong out of the gate as a passer as well, connecting on both of his first 2 balls. Another design run here.
Lounsbury, maybe a yard picked up on that one. Clogged up by the Hurricane defensive line. So it'll be 3rd and 2, no pickup on that one. Again, Ryder Entz, Cam Hill, some of the key components to this offensive squad for Snow Canyon with all the injuries that have derailed a lot of the schemes. Lounsbury, once again, looking to pick up 2 yards, plenty of space to do so, and it'll be 1st and 10 as they itch their way into Hurricane territory.
And he's a hard runner. I mean, it is apparent early on that he is not going to go down on the first contact, and he dragged multiple defenders as a quarterback. That is super impressive. Not only strength and toughness, but just that wherewithal to get that first down and keep driving.
Karsten Stewart just came into the game. Haven't seen him a lot today. Obviously, not a lot of passes through the air. Lounsbury heaves that one into the hands of Cale Johnson, dropped once again. And Paulie, I believe that's the second time that's happened in which it's been in his gloves, just unable to bring it in.
Yeah, one from Joe Mack Smith, one from Lounsbury, and that was a good pass, just right on the hands, just unable to bring it in. And the protection even better from the Snow Canyon offensive line. I know that was a quick out ball, but it was really no pressure in the face of the newly minted quarterback.
Cale Johnson, 1 touchdown already today off of that slant inside the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. 2nd and 10 for Snow Canyon. A little bit of confusion from the wide receivers, bringing specific players in motion. Johnson now comes across the way. It looks as though Lounsbury still has it off of the play action and able to pick up about 3 or 4 on that one is the quarterback.
And he's been showing, Lounsbury has really been showing his ability to go inside the teeth of the defense or take it outside on the edges. He's got the speed and the toughness to do either, so pretty cool stuff.
3rd and 5, ball on the Hurricane 43-yard line. Lounsbury searching for a man. Ball was tipped, but able to clean it up is Trey Vaughn, and able to move the chains once again for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Paulie, that was razor close to a recipe for disaster. Batted up in the air by the defensive line of the Hurricane Tigers, but Trey Vaughn able to clean it up.
And it looked as if they kind of faked the design run with Lounsbury walking up to the line, running up to the line, and then stepping back for a throw, tried to get a fake and pursue of the defense, but was read all the way by the Tigers. Just fortunate for the Warriors that they're unable to come up with that ball.
Cale Esplin, his first carry of this second half, picks up about 3 with that one. Again, Max Reynolds, typically the starting running back for the Snow Canyon Warriors, but been injured, didn't play any offense last week versus the Crimson Cliffs, and now Max Reynolds not playing on the defensive side of things either, so Cale Esplin been able to make a little bit of a name for himself as the junior running back. And it'll be interesting, Paulie. Like we've talked about with Hurricane, they have so much strong youth on this team. Brody Lounsbury, Cale Esplin, they're both going to be back next year as well.
Yes, sir.
Lounsbury bounces his way to the other side and met by a scrum of Hurricane Tiger jerseys. A flag on the field. We'll have to see what that was. Paulie, did you see anything?
I think it looks to be a holding on the Warriors, as normally when you get that running against the grain type thing, going one way, then cutting back the other way, there's normally a holding, and there is. So it's going to back up the Warriors.
So Kenny Nielsen and company call for the holding. It'll move them back, and it'll be 2nd and long for the Warriors. Also of note, I'm seeing number 19, Noah Campbell, in crutches. He's typically the 2nd-string quarterback. Saw him play last week at Crimson Cliffs, but Noah Campbell in crutches on the sideline. Lounsbury once again looking deep, now finding his way outside of the pocket. Now will take it into his own hands, spins his way out of one tackle. It'll take a few more to bring down the sophomore. Solid pickup by the sophomore, but still quite a ways to go.
And just a broken play there that he makes the best of and really just creates when there's nothing there, as pulled up to squared his shoulders twice to throw the ball, didn't have it, and just took off and got what he could, and brings up a really short 3rd down, well, not a short, but a more manageable 3rd down situation.
From 2nd and 17 to 3rd and 10, ball on the 30. Again, Lounsbury found the end zone alongside Johnson for the first drive of this second half. Now bouncing his way through, Cale Johnson once again losing his hands, and frustration shown by the senior wide receiver.
And this is a tough spot here. You've got 4th and 10 to go, down 14 in the late stretches of the 3rd quarter. And I'm not sure you have confidence in your kicker to make a kick this deep. This might have to be a forced-to-go situation. But they're still looking to the sideline for guidance here.
When I was coming onto the field earlier today, I did see Ammon Allred practicing 30-yard field goals. Just might be a little bit outside of the range. 4th and 10 coming up for Lounsbury and company. Feet are set a little bit high. Johnson looked to stretch for it, but unable to snag it. And it'll be a turnover on downs with the Hurricane Tigers starting at their own 30.
And now this is what the Tigers want. They've got a 14-point lead. Now they've got the ball as the Warriors unable to respond. And this is the time where they can truly start to cement this game their way by running the football and playing Hurricane Jerry Cowan football. So let's see what they do here. I'd assume it'd be a heavy diet of Gabriel, McRoberts, Jacobs, Trump, all those guys, just handing them the ball, not even putting the ball in the air, risking an interception.
Connor Clyde found a lot of success, not the end zone just yet today, but still been successful in terms of picking up massive gains for the Tigers. McRoberts, 2 receiving touchdowns today. Gabriel, the 1 rushing touchdown. Gabriel back to pass on 1st and 10. Dancing his way from the defensive side of things. Gabriel will keep it himself, about a 5-yard pickup for the junior quarterback.
Incredible play there as he was just improvising all the way. As Gabriel's one of the great improvisers I've seen in this region at the quarterback position in my time covering Region 9. As he truly can just make something out of nothing there as he picked up almost 8 yards on 1st down. And pretty prolific carry from where it looked he was stacked up multiple times.
Able to make something out of nothing is Gabriel. 3:15 to go in this 3rd quarter as the handoff to McRoberts, or actually I believe that's Clyde. I apologize. Able to get the 1st down.
Connor Clyde been a guy that is not shy from contact. He runs right into the teeth and picks up another 1st down, and this is what they want here. Get the clock moving, 14-point lead in this drive with a score, and then you can start thinking about having your first win in 7 tries against this program in Snow Canyon and Hurricane. So this is a big spot for the Tigers. Stay under control, play with tempo, but at the same time, run that clock.
1st and 10, a running clock at 2:40. Gabriel hands it off over to McRoberts. McRoberts finds the edge and putting on the gas. He'll cut across and still on his feet. Austin McRoberts once again finding his way to pick up a massive gain for the Hurricane Tigers. Paulie, there's no stopping him right now.
And right now, I know Austin McRoberts made that beautiful play, but downfield, way downfield, was number 52, Tanner Matua, blocking for McRoberts. And, I mean, that was a big man, 40-plus yards downfield. That's incredible effort from one of the big men of the Tigers. And they're right on Main Street here. They've got primo real estate down inside the 20-yard line.
Matua, just a sophomore, but again able to make a key block in that massive pickup. Honestly, Paulie, I was a little worried once he cut across that there might be a holding penalty of some sort like we were talking about a few minutes ago, but does not happen. Crisis averted, under 2 minutes to go as Gabriel takes this one to pick up about 6 or 7.
Now Gabriel realizing the time and situation in this game with a 21-7 lead in the red zone. No need to put the ball in the air here. Just keep running the football, trying to pick up yardage. You're getting almost 6-7 yards a pop this drive. So I don't see any issue. Even though you had the big strike with McRoberts through the air, this is an opportunity just to keep running clock and score and potentially, kind of put this one on ice.
Connor Clyde alongside Gabriel in the backfield, stacked up with a host of offensive threats. It'll be handed off to Clyde. Getting his way out of the way was number 51, Titan Wright. Seems to be limping just a little bit. But Connor Clyde able to pick up a few yards.
Connor Clyde Brody Jacobs, they've been the tough runners, and then McRoberts been the guy with the speed tonight that's been getting open. He's been a guy that has been the money man for the Tigers. I've called him that multiple times, but he really has been tonight, and I'd wonder if they look to him on this goal-to-go situation.
Clyde in the backfield. Seconds ticking down. This one handed off to McRoberts once again. Was searching for a window, blocked up, and taken down by Karsten Stewart. And it seems as though that will close out the third quarter, in which the Hurricane Tigers were able to answer back from a quick touchdown of the Snow Canyon Warriors, 21-7 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Back with fourth frame coverage right after this on the Fan Sports Network.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
Welcome to the Back Nine. We bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
21-7 the score coming into the final frame of this one. Blake O'Rulian, Paul Ratliff, and right now the Hurricane Tigers eyeing the end zone once again, Paulie. Dylan Gabriel, Austin McRoberts really initiating so much offense here tonight.
Absolutely.
Gabriel tried to spin his way out. That was where he found so much success in the first half, breaking off tackles. That time, a little bit unsuccessful, but still inside the 5.
And they got plenty of time here to just let tick off. As with this kind of lead and with the ball here, 2nd and 3, you've got an opportunity to take 2 plays, put it in the end zone. So I think the goal line offense needs to just let the ball stay in Gabriel's hands.
So 3rd and 3, ball on the 3-yard line for Hurricane. 3rd and goal, I should say. Trying to find the end zone. Gabriel hands it off to Clyde. Searching for the signal. It looks as though it's another touchdown. And if my eyes serve me correctly, that was Connor Clyde with his first time in the end zone since week 3. We've talked so much about him today, doing a lot of the dirty work, but that time finally pays off with 6 points.
Yeah, that's Connor Clyde finally finding the end zone, doing so much of that between the 20s, running and catching for the Tigers, but finally they let him pay off with an end zone trip of his own. Put them up 27-7 pending this PAT.
Hutchings able to get that one through the uprights, 4 for 4 tonight, and with that, the score's 28-7, all in favor of the Hurricane Tigers, looking to break the 7-game losing streak opposite the Snow Canyon Warriors. Brody Lounsbury and company look to answer back when we come back right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Hey, St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
28-7, the score as we speak. Scoreboard updates brought to you by The Rink. Pineview, as well as Cedar, all tied up at 21 apiece. Crimson and Stansbury tied up at 14s with 2:17 remaining in the third quarter. A couple of close games in Region 9. This one not completely out of reach, but a lot of work for the Snow Canyon Warriors, Paulie, as they're down by 3 touchdowns.
Yep, and this is a game that's getting away from the Warriors, but still I really like what they've done with the quarterback change. It's shown their ability to make a change when there needs to be one, and I think that was the move by Coach Esplin that needed to be made, and we'll see how they are this offensive drive, but just a smothering defensive performance from the Tigers as well. I know we expected their offense to show up tonight, and they have 28 points, but I don't think anybody expected them to hold the Warriors to 7 this deep into this game.
Again, averaging 28 points given up is the Hurricane Tigers defense. Certainly changing that up here tonight versus Snow Canyon. The handoff up the middle for the Warriors. Solid pickup for them. As the clock continues to run, it'll be 2nd and short. Big thank you to our friends over at Holbrook Asphalt. When your team scores 25 points or more, you get 5 ounces of yogurt land for free after the game, courtesy of Holbrook Asphalt. Another short gain for Snow Canyon.
It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1 here for the Warriors as 10:08 left in this game, 28-7.
Pineview tying things up at 21-21 with just under 4 minutes to go versus Cedar. Back and forth battle between them. Lounsbury, play action, connects over to, I believe, Cam Hill. Again, 0 and 8. It looks as though it is 0, but Karsten Stewart and Cam Hill could be getting lost in translation here tonight, but it looks as though it was Cam Hill on that one, who's had a pretty solid day in terms of snagging it.
Yeah, a solid day as far as targets and receptions. Not too many huge plays, but he's been sure-handed for sure for both quarterbacks of the Warriors.
Lounsbury looking deep, thought about it, now steps outside, pressure coming, and brought down, but able to get it out of his hands. Karsten Walker, the one bringing the pressure, averages 9.2 tackles per game, able to nearly pull off a sack there.
And that pressure was on from the Tigers early on, as there wasn't, the pass play didn't really develop the way I think Lounsbury expected, as nobody really came open. So, just kind of a coverage sack there for the Tigers.
So 2nd and 10, ball on the 39-yard line. Lounsbury, a little bit of miscommunication from the coaching staff, but able to snap the ball. Quick pass over to Ryder Entz, and a strong pickup for Brody Lounsbury and Entz. Lounsbury now running over to the offensive coordinator to get a little bit of clarity. Just got another scoreboard update. Stansbury completes a 35-yard touchdown pass to take a 21-14 lead over Crimson. 10-21 remaining in the fourth quarter between Stansbury and the defending 4A state champions. Lounsbury bogged down by some defense. A wide-open Cale Esplin able to get the first down and move it into Hurricane territory. Strong pickup by the running back.
And this needs to be the up-tempo, to-the-line offense, 2-minute offense at this point in the game down 21 if you're the Warriors, and it looks like they are ready and up at the line.
Clock is ticking, 9:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lounsbury, plenty of time to work, but intercepted off of the dropped pass, all alone. Hurricanes' Karsten Walker going to bring that one back for the touchdown. And Hurricane might have sealed the deal with that beautiful interception. Paulie, the ball was batted right when Lounsbury was about to throw it. It fell into the hands of Karsten Walker, and he was able to waltz his way into the end zone for another Hurricane touchdown.
And I don't think any of the Warrior offensive players knew that he had the ball. So he had a clear path to the end zone, not many pursuants behind him. So this was a huge play for the Tigers. It cannot be understated. A massive defensive play. And we were talking about the defense in the pregame being that kind of the linchpin and what's been holding them back. But that was a massive play in the later stretches of this game to put this one away.
Karsten Walker, number 23, the junior, again, able to find that ball. And I don't know if you could see it on your screen, Paulie, but the Hurricane sideline was going absolutely nuts for the middle linebacker, bringing it back for 6.
Absolutely. As not many times he gets the hand on the ball, I'd assume, but he made it look like he's a frequent ball carrier the way he carried it to the house. So, great play.
Well, we've talked about how the Hurricane Tigers are as legit as they come. They're up by 28 points with just 8:56 remaining on the Wilkinson scoreboard. More action to come right after this on the Fan Sports Network.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Karsten Walker able to make the most of a defensive play, and the middle linebacker brings it back for 6 points. Hurricane up 35-7. As Snow Canyon will look to right their wrongs. I'm seeing Joe Max Smith on the sideline getting a little bit warm once again. Hasn't seen a snap here in this second half. But right now, passing alongside Cale Johnson, Paulie, you think we might see him again?
Oh, and an onside kick opportunity there for the Tigers. I'm not sure why they did that, but kind of alarming.
Maybe looking to make a statement.
Yeah, maybe so. First time in 7 years, you know.
In the NFL, you wouldn't even be allowed to do that, right? They're up by way too much. And that being said, Snow Canyon will start right around the Hurricane 47-yard line.
Kind of puzzling there from the Tigers, but I guess, trying to pile it on at this point,
Again, they have lost on an average of 35 points, so you've got to think they want to turn the tables a little bit.
Sure. And they must view this game as somewhat out of reach if you're going to do that.
Back and setting the table is Joe Max Smith. He's looking deep, and Cale Johnson once again hits the hands, but unable to haul it in. Interesting to see Joe Max Smith back.
Yeah, as a couple possessions off, but now the starter takes the reins once again and puts a good ball out there. The Warriors' offense has been plagued by drops tonight. Quite a few drops in the open field or contested catches, but sometimes you got to make those plays for your quarterback, and that was another one that should have been made, but just kind of plagued the Warriors throughout the night.
2nd and 10, ball still on the 47-yard line. Esplin in motion. He'll get the ball off of a screen pass, and able to pick up nearly 20 yards is Cale Esplin.
And this is why I didn't understand the onside kick. I mean, pin them deep. Your defense has been playing great all day. I mean, there's no reason to set Snow Canyon up with a short field, even if you view this game as out of reach with 8:35 to go, up 35-7. It's still just not a good look in my mind to set a team up with good field position.
Clock still ticking, 8.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Joe Max Smith once again to Esplin. That time met by a Hurricane defender. Peyton Salvino on the takedown for that one. No pickup on the play.
Yeah, that was a good form tackle there in the open field. Has had a lot of space to operate if you were to make him miss, but unable to. And a good tackle, good form tackle. Now we've got 2nd and long here.
Salvino, a junior, averages 2.6 tackles per game. A key one there late here in the game. Eyeing deep, but well over the head of Isaiah Thompson was Joe Max Smith's pass. And it'll be 3rd and long.
And now a tough spot here if you're Snow Canyon offensively, because we talked about it as a key to the game. The stinginess and the stickiness of the DBs of Hurricane has been at an all-time high this season tonight. So I think passing going to be tough to do here.
Joe Max Smith able to bounce his way out of the pocket. Now looking deep once again. Another interception. This one reeled in by Gage Huntsman, his first of the year.
Gage Huntsman been playing lockdown coverage throughout the year. Just hasn't had opportunities to pick off the ball, but he makes the play on the football there. And that was kind of a duck from Joe Mack. He was pressured, not able to set his feet, get his shoulders square, and yet another turnover. And that should all but do it for this one with 7:39, 35-7. You thought with the short field, a quick score, maybe get a turnover, get another quick score, get into this game a little bit, but with the interception there, that pretty much does end the Warriors.
So Gage Huntsman intercepts the ball right around the 5-yard line, a long field to work, but a lot of time to chomp away for the Hurricane Tigers with, again, about 7:39 to go. Joe Max Smith, his 2nd interception, his 3rd over the past 2 weeks.
This is the perfect offense to get into if you're the Tigers. I mean, this is what you love to do. With a great big lead, you just can get right into your center-cut meat and potatoes of your offense, and that is running the football. And that's what they're going to do to expire the rest of this clock out, is they're just going to run and run and run and do what they do best. As I've been really impressed by the cloaking, the disguising, the way that they hide who has the ball in almost every carry. And it's been on a great display tonight from the Tigers.
RJ Allred alongside Dylan Gabriel. Haven't seen a lot of him. 10 rushing yards last week. Had a couple of touchdowns earlier this season. This ball carried over to the near side. It'll be 3rd and medium for them once again. Parker Hurst with that pickup there. It's 3rd and 5. So 6:15 coming down on the clock. 3rd down for Hurricane. Ball on just the 10-yard line. Again, off of that interception. Brought down is Austin McRoberts. Doesn't seem like it's going to be enough for the 1st down conversion.
It should.
Looks like it might be, actually.
It is. Yeah, I believe it is.
It looked like a short pickup, but I guess they got the 5 yards.
Yeah, I got the 5. So that's going to keep the chains moving and keep the clock moving for the Tigers.
6-yard gain for Austin McRoberts. Gabriel once again alongside. Hard to see the number, but it is looking like Allred once again, who had that 3-yard gain just a couple of plays ago. Another strong pickup for Hurricane as they chip away at this clock. Just about 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
And the Tigers just content to let the play clock roll and run their stuff, as they're getting about 4 to 5 yards a pop, it seems, and just running the football and being effective up front. And I've commented on this a few times throughout the night. The size disparity between the Tigers and the Warriors up front is pretty sizable, but the fits and the protection and the pass blocking has been great tonight from the Tigers' offensive line.
Gabriel able to get a little bit of movement on the side of Snow Canyon. It'll be a false start. Or I apologize, an offsides for them. And that'll move things up about 5 yards for Hurricane.
So that moves the chains for the Tigers.
It does, yes. 1st and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. Clock still ticking, right around 4:20. Some communication pre-snap by Gabriel. Hands that one off to Allred. Allred breaks through one, brought down by a couple. And Allred able to get his second carry of the day. 19 carries versus Pineview in week 5. Paulie, I think you called that game.
I did,
you?
yes. Pineview Hurricane game was a hard-fought game, and R.J. Allred was a main component of the Hurricane offense that night.
2 touchdowns on the season for the sophomore running back, the youngest skill position player on this team. Every other player that has had positive yardage tonight has been a junior, so plenty of Friday night lights still in store for R.J. Allred, but getting some high-quality reps here as time ticks down on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Another strong pickup by Hurricane, just itching away. That time, Connor Clyde able to gain some yardage for the Tigers. 2nd and 4 coming their way. Or I apologize, 1st and 10.
Yeah, I think they moved the chains once again.
Ball on the 39-yard line. Again, Hurricane in full control of this one, up 35-7. 2:40 on the clock. Connor Clyde will take this one. Bats off of one defender. It's going to take the entirety of the defensive line to bring back the star junior, who's got a touchdown on the day as well. Johnson's Pediatric Postgame Show coming up in just a few minutes. We'll go over a handful of different awards for the game, including the sub of the game, the star of the game, the AWP play of the game, and much more, again, on the Johnson's Pediatric Postgame Show.
And man, this has just been such a physical, sheer dominance from the Hurricane offensive line. I mean, they've been able to run the football at will tonight and do just about anything they want.
Again, last week, Snow Canyon allowed 286 rushing yards. I'd be very curious to see how much positive rushing yards the Hurricane Tigers have tonight, as R.J. Allred picks up a few more for the Tigers. 2nd and 3. And with that, it will move the chains and get another fresh set of downs for Hurricane.
Tigers just pounding the football. I said at the beginning of this drive, this is what they want to do. You know, this is their normal game plan. So if they can execute this to salt away a game, this is the perfect speed for Hurricane. They can just go to the line slowly, work the play clock, just run the football, pick up 4 or 5 yards, repeat, and then it's the same similar cycle over and over again on this drive. And it's been incredibly successful, but it looks like they're getting ready to just kneel down here.
And Paulie, obviously Hurricane, only 2 wins coming into tonight. It's been a lot of close games in which they've lost, but What do you think has been the key component to their success specifically here at Snow Canyon tonight?
I think it's been all season. It's been Jerry Cowan, but tonight it was Austin McRoberts. He was the guy defensively getting the interception, the 2 touchdowns, breaking free on multiple plays. I mean, he was the key tonight, and it always is Gabriel. That's the easy answer, but tonight his money man and the guy that he found most frequently was Austin McRoberts.
Again, McRoberts 2 touchdowns today, Hurricane in victory formation, as that will close things out here tonight. Hurricane is going to waltz their way in to a 35-7 victory and snap a 7-year losing streak against the Snow Canyon Warriors. And for the first time since 2016, Hurricane is going to have 3 notches in the win column for a football season. A massive night for Hurricane, historic at that as well, Paulie.
Absolutely. It's been 7 years, like you say, since they notched a win over this program. And to do it in profound fashion, 35-7, you've got to feel good about that if you're the Tigers and Coach Cowan. And for the Warriors on the other side, time to regroup and get things right, kind of figure out who your quarterback is going to be going forward. And 2 teams with similar records, but different directions at this point in the season.
Whole lot to talk about on the Johnson's Pediatric Postgame Show when we come back and close up shop right here for Region 9 football on the Fan Sports Network.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out, with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
Final score, 35-7 in favor of the Hurricane Tigers. Snow Canyon drops another one at home to move to 2-5. But all smiles on the other side. Paulie, Hurricane really getting the job done.
Yeah, Hurricane tonight really asserted themselves and proved they were the aggressor, running the football, making big plays in the passing game, and playing lockdown defensive coverage in the secondary. Those were some of the keys to the game, and they really did live up to those and play up to that potential that Jerry Cowan's been searching for all season. And they showed it tonight. Big, emphatic win over the Warriors.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Johnson Pediatric Postgame Show. Dr. Cody makes your kids feel right at home. Johnson Pediatrics always has a new patient special. Cleaning, exam, and x-rays for just $79. Call today at 435-656-0511. A couple of games are coming down to the wire, so if you are interested in watching any of those, go ahead and click over on the fansportsnetwork.com. We are streaming every single game with Region 9. But Paulie, for right now, let's go ahead and jump over to some of these awards. The sub of the game, we did a lot of this last week as well, but someone who really flew off the film was Brody Lounsbury for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, Lounsbury comes in the second half and provides an instant spark of life to the Snow Canyon offense. They matriculated down the field very quickly in like 4 plays, 2 runs, 1 pass, and another run for a touchdown. But, yeah, I think that's a very worthy, incredible call. I would agree with that.
Austin McRoberts coming away with the star of the game, 2 touchdowns, and just electric every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, Austin McRoberts, 2 touchdowns, an interception, was everywhere on both sides of the field tonight and provided an impact that could not be measured for the Hurricane Tigers.
AWP play of the game. There was a lot of them. It was hard to decide, but I think we got to come away with Karsten Walker, I apologize.
That's right, as that interception and run back was a massive change of events. Although the game was a little in hand for the Tigers, that really cemented it for them with that interception and long run back. I agree with you again, Blake.
Big thank you to our friends over at Findlay Subaru. See the all-star lineup of Subaru on the savings side of the freeway or online at FindlaySubaru.com. That'll close things up for us in Week 7. Again, if you are interested in any other of the games going on around Region 9, there's some tight ones coming down to the wire. But that'll close us out for Week 7 on the Johnson's Pediatric Postgame Show. Final score 35-7 as Hurricane makes history, breaking an 8-year seal under the Snow Canyon Warriors. For our producer, Matt Hamlin, our camera operator, Aaron Hamlin, Paul Ratliff, I'm Blake O'Rulian. Thank you all so much for watching on the Fan Sports Network.